We're live.
Good morning.
We're live. We're live.
We are entrepreneurs. We've been entrepreneurs for a long time.
Yep.
And what we've learned is there are some ups and some downs with being an entrepreneur.
Both.
A lot of you guys have discovered the same thing because you're entrepreneurs too, and you know that there are ups and downs of being an entrepreneur as well.
Yes.
So let's talk about that today, the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur.
I think we should talk about that because I think that sometimes people think that there's only ups, or even some people even think that there's only downs. And I think that there is something to be said for the conversation that both occur. We'll be back in a moment.
Amen. Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like.
Good morning. Like. There are some ups and downs. Good morning, Nadine, of being an entrepreneur.
Is that the great Nadine Henry?
Yes. Hey, Nadine. So we're going to talk about today, what are some of the ups and downs of entrepreneurship? There are some abject downs that people usually think about when they're thinking about entrepreneurship. No steady paycheck.
What if I don't have the money and the bills to do? Can I handle that? What if they don't buy? Oh no! What if I don't have enough leads or enough people to show my stuff to? You know, in the first scroll from the classic book, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino, the first scroll is trying to get you in the habit and get you in the right mental mind state. But there's this line that I just love from that first scroll.
Good morning, Lorraine. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Miss Lorraine. In this story, the young man has decided that he's going to embark on a career in sales and entrepreneurship. He's going to buy stuff and sell it because he wants to raise enough money to be able to afford to have a wife is what he wants. And there's a particular woman he wants. Her name is Leisha. He wants Leisha, and he can't marry Leisha if he don't have money. So he decides to become an entrepreneur. And there was this good advice he was given by reading this scroll. And the advice said, the road you have chosen is fraught with pitfalls,
Good morning,
and
Miss
ups
Phyllis.
and downs. And if you were to pile the bodies of those before you that failed, it would blot out the sun. You know, but you will not fail as the others have, you know, because you hold within your hands now these scrolls that will guide you. You know, but he's basically telling him the road you've chosen, the entrepreneurial journey, is fraught with failures. It's fraught with pitfalls. It's fraught with setbacks.
Yeah.
But you don't have to only have the setbacks, but you'll have those things.
And it can definitely be a scenario where sometimes the setbacks, or oftentimes the setbacks, come early on in the entrepreneurial journey. And I almost believe that that's by design.
They come early on to teach you something. They come to teach you a lesson. There's certain parts of you that have to be shaved and shaped.
Yeah.
You know?
They come early on and they come at every level.
And some of these lessons as an entrepreneur, you have to get taught again and again and again because you're so hard-headed. And I'm speaking about us, myself included. I should have learned that lesson the first time. Holla if you hear me, Sister Nadine.
Understand that getting to any level in anything, it doesn't have to be only entrepreneurship. There has to be some willingness to fail at it.
That's the first thing. Can you handle being talked about? Can you handle it if they change their mind and say no? What will you do if this particular deal doesn't come through? If that particular deal doesn't come through, what you gonna do?
What are you going to do? How are you going to manage to continue? And you know what? The continuance is not always, you got the camera all the way over there.
What?
Look where
I touched it.
So you got to be willing to continue no matter what. Continue even if it's failure. Continue even if it's like the spider. You got to be willing to, if everything goes wrong, I'm going to keep going. And if you find yourself in a situation where everything goes wrong and you're ready to fold, well, maybe this is just not the
Right.
career for you.
I'm going to comment on two first.
Yeah, I see.
Go ahead.
I think that it's important that you get a situation fully evaluated in your mind, that the decision has to be made at some point. No matter what, I will not quit.
The first scroll, the bottom line of the first scroll, and it's something that they want you to repeat for at least 30 days in a row, is I will persist until I succeed. I will persist until I succeed. And I heard some really, really encouraging word when I was a young man. I went to some seminar, and this guy it was an entrepreneurial seminar, and this guy was all right. But one line, it wasn't great, but one line he did say, he says, you only have to win the last time.
That's it.
That's
it.
You can lose and lose and lose and lose and lose, but if you keep trying and you win the next one, all those losses before it don't even count.
They don't count. Absolutely. Nadine says that it's hard, but the rewards are wonderful. And they are. And I often believe, and I say this often, that the failures, the setbacks are meant to weed out those who don't have the stomach to endure it.
Sister Lorena Gallardo says,
love it. You gotta be willing to go through the ups and the downs, and sometimes publicly.
Sometimes very publicly.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens when you're going for something big. I love nature shows. I learn from nature shows. And there was an excellent series of nature shows called The Hunt. The Hunt. It was like 8 or 10 episodes. The Hunt.
The Hunt.
Yes, is what it was called. And it was talking about predator animals, how they do it, you know. And one thing that really always inspired me was lions, the way they hunt. Now, not only the fact that they hunt by teamwork, that was one overriding thing, but lions have to hunt something big. They can get rabbits, they can get small antelope, but they got to feed a pack. Okay, so they hunt animals that are bigger than them and stronger than them, and faster than them, and even smarter than them. The late great Dr. Miles Monroe does this thing about lions. You talk about lions are not the biggest animals in the jungle. They're not the strongest. They're not the smartest. Okay, but what the lions have over all the other animals is an attitude. The lion looks at the elephant or the Cape buffalo and sees, I can eat that.
Lunch.
Lunch.
Your perspective, how you look at a situation is definitely going to impact your thoughts around it. That's one of the things that was overly driving a resounding element over and over again in the book, The Noticer. Good morning,
But before we leave
Shaki.
the hunt, the lions have to hunt something big. Okay. Now, the reason why they have to hunt something big is they got to feed the pack. That's true. And that big buffalo that takes them a long time to kill, that takes them a lot of work and effort to bring down, will feed them for more than one day. You have to hunt something big. Yes, keep collecting those little ones, but you got to hunt something big too. Go ahead.
Don't do that. It's really important. Don't direct me. It's really important to understand.
Lisa, speak now.
Shaki, I need you to come and get him because I'm this close. This close. Stop, please. It's really important.
You shouldn't be so aggressive, especially after the morning that you had.
That I had.
Yeah.
The morning that I had.
See, normally on the kind of mornings that you had today, You are so mellow and pleasant. Why got your head down?
Because I am counting to 10.
For what? What I do? I've been daggone charming. I've been freaking Fred Astaire up in here. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? I'm about done with my breakfast so I can focus on the show.
Really? It's really important to understand that there are levels to it, and there's certainly an understanding to setting your expectations, setting your goals, and understanding that you can make it. You can get to the next level no matter what. You can get there, but it's not always the way that you want it to be.
Is that the great Rachel Schultz Dickerson popping through? What's up, Rachel? I got a chance to hang out with Rachel. I got a chance to talk with Rachel up in Colorado, y'all. That was wonderful. Good to see you swinging through, sis. Say hi, something, if you can. If you're in a place where you can speak, say hi. But anyway, the ups and downs of this entrepreneurial life. Lisa has already alluded to it. It is not, good morning to you, my sister. It is not going to go smoothly.
No.
It's not going to go smoothly. And you have to deal with you have to learn to deal with, because you're not born with it.
To deal with them.
Certain levels of doubt, certain levels of frustration, certain levels of uncertainty.
Yes, you definitely get to deal with that. And honestly, some of those things have been gradually part of your life for a long time, but because they didn't have the same weight, you might have missed the point. So sometimes when it comes big, it's because it has come before and you didn't notice it enough. When the obstacle comes and it feels like, oh my goodness, I can't handle this, Well, the thing is, you were given the opportunity to strengthen those muscles and you may simply have overlooked it.
Which is why I have a problem with participation trophies. That's why I have a problem with sporting leagues where everyone has to win. No one gets to foul out of a game. You can't dominate. My son, I took him right out of it. He was young. He was involved with he's always played basketball. Mm-hmm. He's always been in leagues and stuff. So you're angling it that way.
Yes, I know, because I'm trying to be in the view.
You can do that without angling it that way. Yes,
not.
You can.
Nope.
Anyway, there was this one league that his mother had put him in. He was in more than one league at the time, basketball league. He was young. He was like 70 years old, something like that, 8.
Mm-hmm.
And he was better than the other kids in his league, this particular church league. And they made a rule that he couldn't drive to the basket because the other kids weren't good enough to stop him. Are you freaking kidding me?
So since everybody can do it, nobody's going to do it.
Are you kidding me? That's not wrong.
Hey, Dr. Beverly. Dr. Beverly says, good morning, great people. I hope that you're staying awesome. I have to share this with you. A wisdom friend of mine took flight. I spoke at her party, told the family, and now I'll share with you. We can make a change at any moment.
Amen.
Transformation happens in life. So make life count today. I was talking to myself. I love it.
I love it too.
Would you be finished?
You see me left?
I don't know, but you're finding things to eat now.
I'm about to eat your food.
Don't eat my food. Good gracious.
Go eat that?
Yes. Don't. Now he's eating my food.
You don't get to talk about anybody else eating anybody else's food.
Yeah, you're right.
You are the freaking queen.
Of everything belongs to me.
No matter what I get, y'all, it is so sad that I cannot enjoy food by myself. Because Lisa bullies me.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what I buy, no matter what I eat, she has to eat something. So if I take a small bite of her food, The audacity for her to even mention he's eating my food. You do it all day, every day.
Dr. Beverly says, Lisa, let me borrow $1. And for those of you who have not been tuning into this show, know that a long-standing statement made on this show is, you can buy him for $1 and I'll loan you the $1 when he starts acting up.
I'm acting up. Sharing is caring. You're right, Sister Nadine.
Shaki says, I'm reading Finding Flow. In the book, the author talks about those participation awards and the impact they have as trying to build self-esteem. He doesn't think that people ought to focus on that, on the trophies or on the building of self-esteem.
No.
Or on what?
I would argue
Good
his
morning,
point,
Sheila.
Sister Shaki, because what it does is it teaches children that all you got to do is just show up and you get rewarded. That's not how the entrepreneurial journey works. That's not how real life works. You have to do more than just show up. You have to show up and do well. Now, they say these kids didn't get the trophy and they didn't win the game and they did keep score. That drives me crazy. Any kind of league where they don't keep score, because there's soccer and baseball and football, all these leagues where they don't even keep score. They just play for the sport of playing.
At what age are you talking?
I'm talking less than 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, my point is they're teaching them that they get rewarded just for showing up. If they don't get rewarded for showing up, what it'll teach them is that they could try harder, or they could try again, or they can develop, or they can get better so that they can win and actually earn the win. My Uncle Danny used to beat me and my cousin Kevin in checkers all day, every day. We would try so hard, he would never let us win. My dad would never let us win in a foot race or a game of one-on-one until we were able to. And when we were able to beat Uncle Danny in checkers, when we were able to meet my dad in a game of basketball, it meant more.
Meant something?
It did, because I knew I had accomplished it.
Mm-hmm.
Letting the kids win, I do not think prepares them for real life. That's my opinion on it. Good morning, Mr. William Brown. He says, happy today, fam.
Shaki goes on to say, I'm building his self-esteem. He thinks self-esteem comes from fulfilling purpose and their goals. So that the trophy shouldn't build self-esteem,
Fulfilling
and the
purpose
actual,
and their goals.
And the actual self-esteem should come from actually having fulfilled purpose and
actually
goals.
Of having done that. So today's show topic is on the ups and downs of entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about some of the downs for a little bit. The downside of it. The downside of it is there may come times, and it may happen more than you want, where you don't have the money that you want, or the money is running low. That's a downside. You work without a net. Imagine a tightrope walker. In the circus, they have a net there. In case they slip and fall, the net will catch them. Some people look at their job as the safety net, that no matter what, as long as I keep showing up to this place and clocking in, I'm going to get paid this $10 an hour or this $15 an hour or whatever it is. As long as I clock in. I don't have to work. I don't have to excel. I have to show up and clock in. Okay? That's their safety net. But the life of an entrepreneur, you're working very, very often with no net. You're walking the tightrope, you're swinging from the trapeze with no net. And not everyone's built for that. That's a downside. Working without a net.
It could be. Shaki said, but the other side of that is when you do well, you score well, you win, but your performance is lower than someone else's expectations of you. And that creates lower self-esteem. So it's complicated.
Yes, it is.
Cat Williams once said.
The great philosopher Cat Williams once said what?
I thought you would finish it.
Give me a hint. What are you talking about?
Self-esteem.
Oh, it's the esteem of your blankety blank self. How am I supposed to impact how you feel about you, simple? It's the esteem of yourself. William Brown says, Brian, I agree with you and I disagree. I believe I believe, should be rewarded for just showing up, but not in the framework of competition. That is a mistake. If you are in competition, your goal is to win. So Bill, the part that you disagree with is what?
That you're showing up. So you're showing up to compete. Bill is saying showing up for the sake of showing up.
Okay.
He says that he agrees and disagrees with you.
Right.
I believe you should be rewarded for just showing up, but not in the framework of competition.
I get it now. Okay. First pass, I didn't catch that, but I got it now. Sister, who's that? Bravo with Sheila?
Yes. Good morning, Sheila. Sheila, you guys keep me moving and challenging myself. Bravo. Thank you.
Wonderful.
And Shaki says, all right, Bill, that was good.
Mark Greer, I have missed you. I have missed you for 2 days. I missed you at the means meeting. I texted you before, and I was going to call your butt this morning if you didn't come through. But Brother Mark Greer says, and I'm going to read this in the stylings of Mr. Mark Greer. Good morning, peeps. Hope you are embracing this new day of life wholeheartedly. Focus your mind on who you truly are, what you truly represent, and who you truly want to be. Just as the planets revolve around the sun, and the sun in all caps, your life and everything in it revolves around you. Remember, you are the sun who has been blessed by the sun. Got it? Get it? Good. In the stylings of Mr. Mark Greer. Thank you much. Man, I missed that, brother.
That's all right. So understanding that some of I think that the pervasive opinion is showing up is important. Competing may or may not be what is widely accepted. I get both.
I also think some people are predisposed to being entrepreneurial. Maybe their family history, or they think about it. I'm thinking about this time Lisa and I were mismatched at an event one time. Lisa and I both are entrepreneurs, and both of our books are about overcoming and accomplishing something. Okay, so we were at this authors summit, authors fair thing, and Lisa and I had our table. We had our books displayed,
and we got an award at the event.
And we got an award at the event, but it was the wrong event for us because they had a bunch of other authors. Now the authors, everybody but us, were fiction authors, romance novels, noir, urban fiction, noir, dark stuff, sex books, kind of stuff like that. And now I'll never forget these two ladies. They came up, they were smiling, they were probably middle-aged, they were smiling, they were happy to be there. And they wanted our autograph and stuff. I think Lisa was right, we had won an award. And Lisa and I, we were talking to the ladies, and we asked, there was two of them now, okay? And Lisa and I sit next to each other, and we're having a time. But when we asked these ladies, I don't know what sparked us to ask them, because they asked what our books was about. We told them. It was like, oh, no. They weren't thinking about
like,
books.
Nope, thanks.
And we asked them,
Katura, good morning.
Had you guys ever thought about being in business for yourselves? And the way they answered, they said together in unison as if singing, no. What? That was emphatic. They was like, no. They wouldn't even consider being in business for themselves. They wouldn't even think about being entrepreneurial. No way. They didn't want that at all. And Lisa and I was our jaws dropped. It was like, this is the wrong scene for us, because they were so adamant about that. The fear that crossed their faces, just even the suggestion. So it ain't for them. They can't do it. Yes, we're back together in the same room. I'm happy about that too.
Shaki says, everyone can't be the number one person. But even when you're competing, like our steps, I can do just above the leader, but still under my best. it can get me a trophy, but does it feel like a good win?
That's great. That's subjective too. I like it. But she kind of gave a little jab there too, baby. Just enough to be above the leader, but I'm still under my best.
I don't know how that's a jab.
Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just me. I'm crazy.
But
okay.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Because I have found that some of the most competitive days that I was walking, competing in my walking, I was able to get in a lot more than I normally would do. And it was still a lot less than I could do.
Yeah, but you did more than you would normally do because you were in competition.
Right. Likewise, if I'm usually at the bottom of the leadership board, but do a personal best, that's a win. The thing is that that can be true, but the thing is, to go back to what you said, sometimes you don't even know what your personal best is until you're in competition.
That's right, and you won't know. But back to Shaqui's point right there, your personal best. The person that comes in 4th place, that came in 7th place last time, to me is still a winner. Okay, that's right. You're 4th place, but you were in 7th place last time. You're doing better. You're getting better. And that's the game. That's the game. The downside of entrepreneurship. I want to talk a little bit more about that. People sometimes talk about you when you're an entrepreneur. That's how many jokes have we heard? Lisa and I go see a bunch of stand-up comedians. We're going to see another stand-up show tonight. We're going to another comedy show tonight. They make all kinds of jokes about, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm an entrepreneur. Uh-oh, that means they're broke. Or I'm a personal trainer. Oh, he don't have no money. Or I'm such and such. Oh, he's broke. They equate, and that's the joke. They're equating entrepreneur or personal trainer or any of these types of business as equally not having any money.
Until they do.
Until they do. Even real estate agents. Real estate agents look like they have a lot of money, right? But that's a feast or famine game a lot of times. Okay? Because when they get money, they get it in chunks. But sometimes they'll go a month or 2 months without bringing in money. And they hungry. That's when they really should be working with Brother Brian McNeill, the sales confidence coach. You know, I cut my teeth on real estate agents. My first clients were real estate agents. Brother Mark Greer says, I've been in the lab. I had an idea and I'm working on bringing it to life. It's an entrepreneurial thing. It may or may not work. Time will tell, but I've never been afraid to take an idea and
see where it can take. See where it can take me.
That's not how he said it, baby.
Sometimes it works. Right. Sometimes it doesn't.
Say it right.
It's always a lesson in the journey. I enjoy the process, challenge, growth that comes from creating in the shadows.
In the shadows. That highlights another one of my favorite quotes, because I'm a quote guy. It's a quote by a guy named Josh Billings in the 1920s, I believe he said this. He said, the happiest time in a young man's life is when he's in red hot pursuit of $1 with a reasonable chance of overtaking it. Now, you don't have to be a young man. It could be a person. But if you're pursuing $1 and you have a reasonable chance of catching it, okay, you're going after money, you're going after business, and you have a reasonable chance of overtaking because you know you have the skills, you know what you're offering is good, you know someone's going to be happy that they got it. And that makes you happy. Just the thought of that makes me happy. I have a reasonable chance of catching $1. On every day, I have a reasonable chance. So that makes me happy. That jazzes me up. But maybe that's just me.
Shaki says, my entrepreneur husband has always made more money than my MBA educated self.
Isn't that interesting? That classic book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Mm-hmm.
His Rich Dad, Poor Dad. His poor dad, oh, man.
Good morning, Craig.
Was education, good job. That was his poor dad. And he got as much education as he could. He got a good job and all that kind of stuff. That was his poor dad, though. And he told his son to get a good job and all that kind of stuff. Well, his rich dad was entrepreneurial. He had opened up a little store. It was an uncle of his, okay, if you've not read the book. It was his dad and his uncle, and they both were close. And they both gave good counsel to a young man. They both were giving them good counsel based on what they do. But the rich dad versus the poor dad. But he wanted to be the rich dad. He wanted to be rich. And he wanted to learn how to make money for real.
Craig, thank you. Good morning. Craig says, good morning, everyone. Have a great, blessed day on purpose and enjoy it to the fullest.
And Brother William Brown says, question. Go ahead.
Question, Brian. Instead of the downside, can you consider that this is just another side of entrepreneurship? Would that way of thinking give people a realistic look?
He's asking, would that give people a realistic look? Well, Bill, let me say it this way to you. If you've ever been to a childbirthing class, okay, given by a Becky who's never had a child, okay, she's teaching women that are pregnant about the process of giving birth. And actually, I've experienced this, and it just galls me still. There was this little lady there, let's call her Becky, and she had never given birth to a child, but she had been to school or something. So she was given a class on what they're going to experience when they give birth. And she said, when the contractions come and the baby start to come, you're going to feel some pressure. Okay, that's what you're going to feel. And she kept referring it as the pressure of this and the pressure of that, not the pain. Okay, she called it the pressure. And you're going to feel a little bit of pressure of this and pressure of this. And I'm thinking, I've already had a kid or two, and there's some real pain. And is she helping them by telling them it's not pain, it's going to be just a little pressure? No. So I brought up all that story, Bill, to say there is a downside, I think, and it's a negative. But if we rephrase it and just call it another side instead, is that good or bad? I'm not afraid of talking about the downside of it. And I think most of the kind of people that are even considering entrepreneurial can handle that there's an upside and a downside. So I'm not sure that I'm in the camp of calling it another side instead of a downside.
I am challenged with the word realistic.
Okay.
And I think all of it, as we were considering consistent positive language in the process of learning how to speak effectively using 99% positive direction language, using language in the way that you want to go to versus the way that you want to come from.
Yes.
The one thing that consistently shows itself to be true for me is, I don't care how you frame it, when you call it a peace rally or a love fest, you're missing the point that it is an anti-gun rally. Now, I understand the desire for positive direction language, but those two things do not equate. I don't care how positive you put it, those two things do not equate.
This is the first time I've heard you say that, baby. Now, Lisa mentioned something there. We both have taken extensive training. We've taken formal classes and more than one time on consistent positive direction language, taught by the great Burt Freeman, J. Burt Freeman, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He has, and his thing is 99% of the time or 100% of the time, you can have consistent positive direction language, no matter what it is. Okay, if it's let's use the gun rally one. Okay, now he says I don't never go to a gun rally or an anti-violence rally. You can call it pro-respect rally. Anti-gun violence. You can call it responsible gun ownership. You can't call
it anti-gun rally violence.
Right, that's the wrong way.
That's the wrong way.
He brings up the wrong way, and he tells it and call it a peace rally instead of an anti-war rally. Okay, something like that. He wants to change everything consistent and really, really intelligent and grown people have, not just Lisa and I, really, really smart people have taken the same trainings that we've had. And they say in conversations behind Jay Burt's back, Jay Burt could do that, but I can't do that. Not in the real world. He could do it, but it just doesn't work all the time for us. Yep. Thank you, Bill. William Brown says,
I appreciate your answer. Often I find myself getting stuck on the downside or the negative.
Yeah.
Shaki had a statement. She said, I feel, Bill, I don't assign positive or negative up or down as much as it is. It just is.
That's true. However, that's true, Shaki. However, it doesn't feel like an upside. Okay. When the people that said they were going to move forward and change their mind and say no. When you were working so hard for the business, doing the follow-up with a smile on your face, and you're working real, real hard to get it, and then you don't. Okay, that don't feel good.
Yeah, but I don't. That's true. It doesn't feel good, but that doesn't always mean that's a down or a downside.
It doesn't have to.
It could be what it needs to be. Just like the story about this is good, this is
right.
bad.
I was just thinking about that story. I'm gonna tell it again, yes, just in case you've only heard it 20 times. Okay, so now it's 21 times. I'm gonna tell this story. It's about this Asian farmer, long ago, and he has only one strong horse, and he has a teenage son. Is what he has. And he's working his farm, and his farm was difficult. His farm wasn't big. You know, he's working his farm with his one strong horse and his teenage son, and he was never really able to make much money. Okay. And his neighbors would come by and says, man, you only have one horse and only one helper. They're never going to make much money on your farm. You know, this is not good. This is bad. He goes to his neighbors, he goes, you don't know if this is good. You don't know if this is bad. You don't know if it's any, it really just is. And one night, as they were sleeping, a loud clattering thunderstorm came, thunder and lightning. And when he woke up, and it was very loud, he woke up and he discovered that lightning had struck his fence and his one horse had escaped out through the opening in the fence. His neighbors see his fence is broken, his one horse is gone. He goes, oh my gosh, now you don't even have a horse. You don't even have a horse. How are you gonna work your farm? He says, you and your son. He goes, this is bad. This is bad. You don't know if it's bad. You don't know if this is bad. You don't know if this is good. It's just what it is. That's all it is. So he repairs his fence, and one morning, shortly thereafter, he was awakened by loud snorting and clattering outside his window. He goes outside. His horse had returned and brought 50 more wild horses with him. He opened up his gate, and all the horses rush into the gate. And his neighbors discovered now he's got 50 wild horses plus his old horse back. This is great. You got all of this wealth now. You're a rich man. You got all these horses. This is good. You don't know if this is good. You don't know if this is bad. It's just what it is. And the story continues. His son, his one teenage son, was trying to break one of the horses so that he could ride the horse, gets thrown off the horse and breaks his leg. And he had to go. Now he's got a broken leg. The neighbors discover, oh, now you don't even have a helper. You're one helper. Your son.
I can see your comments. Dr. Beverly, I can see your comments. Go ahead.
Okay, good.
I'll get them in just a moment.
Katura, we can see your comment. Great. Okay, Dr. Beverly, we're going to do it. I'm going to finish the story, but we're going to get everybody's comments, I promise. Broke your son's leg. This is bad. This is bad. You don't know if this is bad. You don't know if this is good. I'm going to speed it up. And a little while later, the soldiers came recruiting young men for the army. And they rarely did this. And it was an honor in his culture to get to wear the uniform to represent the city. So they recruited, and they couldn't take his son because he had a broken leg. Oh, man, this opportunity may never come. This is bad. Your son didn't get a chance to serve. He goes, you don't know if it's bad. You don't know if it's good. Turns out the guys that were recruited, they were all sent directly into battle, and they all lost their lives. Your son didn't get, man, how lucky you are. And the story can keep going on and on. No matter what the circumstances is, you don't know what is good or you don't know what is bad. You do know that it is. Let's catch up the comments, please.
Absolutely. Katura says, I think the wording is important based on the audience.
Okay.
Absolutely. Some like it straight with no chaser, and some like it with a little sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Dr. Beverly says, I guess it's my turn today for you all not to see my comments.
We got you.
My first comment was my downside to entrepreneurship is my family not believing in me. But they believe in me for everything else. They just have been clock in, clock out type of people or mentality, and that's hard. My second comment was pressure. Hell, I had a 15-pound baby, and if a little pressure was a curse word, it's the wrong word for what I was feeling. I know that's right.
Please tell me that was cesarean. Because a 15-pound baby? I've seen 6.9 pounds, 7 pounds, 8 pounds that were tremendous. Ooh.
Hey, Tuyeni, now I can see your comments. I'm not sure if I can see them on the screen, but I can see them on my other screen, I don't know. It's
What'd she say?
Facebook is tripping out.
Yeah. To Yanni, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. I can't see all the comments.
She goes, can't see all my comments. No, we can't see all your comments. This has been happening this week. I've been getting messages from Craig Sabb and Couture that we haven't been able to see their comments. We have 3 devices working right now.
To make sure that we catch as many of your comments as we can. But it's not always there. So I apologize if I can't see your comments, and I'm grateful that you are able to attend with us today.
Dr. Weber says, no, straight, no chasers. I believe that's true for you, but even some people who say that, just give it to me straight, I can take it. Don't give me no sugar or do it. No, they can't handle it either.
They try.
They try. I do want to leave time to talk about some upsides of it too. We talked about some downsides of entrepreneurship. And if you can talk somebody out of it. Zig Ziglar had this thing. He tells people they should get out of sales.
While they can.
If you can.
Mm-hmm.
You should quit your business.
Don't do it.
If you can.
If you can.
If your heart and soul won't let you quit, that's good. But if you can quit it, get out.
Thank you. He says, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm happy to be back and to hear the duo voice. Yep, it's a good day.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a good day. Yeah.
Good morning, greatness. Day. That's my jam. But anyway, she's told, no, I'm talking about the baby, not a cesarean. Oh, my God. She did it straight. Oh, not a cesarean. Oh, my God. I hope you were a young woman. So you have long time to recover.
I think it would have to be a young woman because these days they do everything to make the birth as easy as possible.
Of course.
And on the doctor schedule, like your baby has a due date, but it's a real due date. Like they're going to take the baby out on this.
It's coming out on his own. We're going to go get it. Okay.
Or we're going to go get it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The upside. I know we've had some debate about the wording. I appreciate your comment, Mr. William Brown, and your sister Shaki. The upside of entrepreneurship. To me, the upside, the freedom, that's the first word, the freedom. And I was about to say to be creative. Mm-hmm. The freedom to be creative is an upside. I like that about entrepreneurship. The freedom to be creative, the freedom to use our experience and our wits and our creativity to produce. That jazzes Brother Brian up. Okay. The opportunity to put yourself out there and win, to do good, that jazzes me up.
You said to put yourself out there and win. What about when you lose?
Yeah. I don't think it's fair for me to ask or anybody to ask life that I only win. Mm-hmm. I prepare myself for wins and losses. I think that's a part of the game. Yeah. I don't have to like any of the losses, but I know they come. And one beautiful thing about the marriage of Lisa and I, we've had a bunch of losses. Okay. But what we've learned is after every loss, we get to recover and win again. You know, we've come through some fires and some floods together as a couple, and it always happens beautifully to me.
Thank you for sharing, Author Lynette. And for those of you, I can't see where everybody shares, but I'm thankful if and when you're able to share the show, comment on the show, and come on the show. We also want to thank you tremendously for your contributions on the back to school drive.
Yes, that's this weekend too.
Absolutely. We have more than met our goal, our personal goal for the event. Thank you so much. I'm going to be doing some more shopping today. Most of the supplies have already been ordered and delivered, but I'm going to get a few more things today.
Yesterday was the deadline for donations.
For donations was yesterday. I do want to, I believe that I have contacted everyone that donated personally and said thank you. And if I haven't, I promise I will. I am very, very appreciative that we are able to provide so much for the kids in the community. And that it's going to be a really good opportunity also to share with them some of our authors and author friends.
Yeah, we do apologize. We can't see everybody's comment. I see Author Lynette did something there, but
she shared it, but I haven't seen her or heard her on the show.
She's likely on. Good morning, Author Lynette. Okay, because if she shared it.
Oh, Bill, thank you. He says, thank you for taking this on. We appreciate that. We on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, we will be at 1312 Caps Hill Mine Road, we will be having a little author's corner where we'll have coloring pages and book readings, and a few of the children's books will also be given away at that time. And we're looking forward to sharing with some of the younger children that are coming out to get their book bags. Maybe they're making their foray into kindergarten or first grade, and we're going to be there sharing with them, and we're excited for that. Those of you that are going to volunteer, I'm looking forward to you coming out and helping with that, and especially those of you that are going to be contributing.
Oh my gosh. It's 9:43. We got to speed up because I want to read Dr. Beverly, but I want to say, Lisa, just highlight something real quick. I watched the biography of Dr. Seuss. Okay, Dr. Seuss. And he got challenged by one of his friends. Can you write a children's book with all the words that children can actually read, but no more than 225 different words? Okay. And that was produced The Cat in the Hat. And then his friend challenged him. Can you write a children's book with only 50 different words or less? That all the words the children could read. And that produced Green Eggs and Ham. Both are classic books. Green Eggs and Ham has less than 50 different words in it. And all the words can be easily read by children. And his thinking was, if children can read it, they will start enjoying reading, and that will increase the literacy of people. He had a mission, like Dr. Beverly's talking about. Dr. Beverly says, the upside of entrepreneurship, I get to change lives of other people through transformation. I get to make decisions and creativity to change my product for the better. And I get to travel and meet great people like right here on this Empowerment Network and learn more things from these great people. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. How you doing?
Again. And William Brown says, Dr. Seuss is my dude.
Oh, man, he's an amazing guy. You know, his story is amazing. Him and his wife are amazing. So it's now 9:45. We're going to do something that we do on this show. This show's been going since October 2016. And we like to thank our consistent contributors, people who contribute regularly, and people who have been rocking our show for years with a greeting song or a greeting logo. So just bear with us. For example, Miss Phyllis George was up first today. She has a greeting logo, and it goes like this. Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. And isn't that something? You can have a great day just because Miss Phyllis is here. Up next was who?
Up next is
Dr. Beverly. Shaki. Guess who's back? Back again. Shaki's back. Tell a friend. Shaki's back. Shaki's back. Shaki's back. Shaki's back. Shaki's back. I've created a monster. Dr. Beverly is here as well. She got a logo that goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
Absolutely. Good morning. Good morning to you. And good morning,
Nadine
Sheila.
Henry needs a song.
Sheila has been on quite a bit as well and needs a song. William Brown is here. Good morning.
William Brown has a song and it goes, good morning to our friend Bill. Nobody thinks like him still. We love him so, and we always will. Our friend Bill. Good morning to our friend Bill.
Absolutely. Good morning. Good morning. Mark Greer's here.
Mark Greer has a jam too, and it goes, so wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now.
Yes. And Couture.
Craig Sabb is here. Couture is here as well. Couture's jam goes, back to life, back to Couture Green.
However do you want it? However
do you need it?
Do you need
Good morning, Miss Couture Green. Craig Sabb is here. Craig Sabb. 1,000 degrees, you'll be on your knees and you'll be burning begging please, brother freeze. And you can also go, Craig, let me borrow your VCR so I can dub a tape.
You gotta dub it.
Yep.
We
Okay, we did Miss Phyllis already.
We did Miss Phyllis.
Craig Sapp says the songs. Then Lisa's famous quote, yes, yes, it's a good day. That's right.
Absolutely.
So we enjoyed that with the songs. I am grateful for Lisa being back here next to me. I'm praying that you have a great day today. And if you've chosen to pick up the mantle of entrepreneurship, this country moves around entrepreneurs. Okay, more than 60% of our income is earned through entrepreneurship pursuits, okay, or service-related pursuits, okay, where you don't have a net. Most people work like that, okay? So you got to honor that. This morning, baby, I did a search on the best cities for entrepreneurship in America because I'm ready to take a tour and do my workshops on tour in the best cities for entrepreneurship. And there's a few on the East Coast too, that we can easily reach, like Atlanta and Raleigh and Nashville, Tennessee. We can easily reach those cities. So I'm ready to get on the road and bring my show on the road, me and Lisa. This weekend, we get to co-host again. I think I mentioned that to you guys before. On Sunday, we'll be there Saturday to support the, who was that just put the hearts? Was that Nadine? Nadine, I'm thinking something by Natalie Cole for your song. Nadine, something.
Well, this weekend, we're going to be co-hosting or emceeing the graduation for our friend, cohort number 3, Joshua.
The cohort is amazing. The cohort is an opportunity for people to get entrepreneurial classes put on by professionals in our city that is either free or low cost for them. But they go through a whole curriculum. And it's a really, really serious thing. And about 30-something people graduating. And one of them is our friend. 2 of them are friends that we know of. And Lisa and I have the opportunity to be the MCs of this event.
You said 2 of them is our friend?
James Sutton.
He's not a graduate of the cohort.
But he's a part of it.
He's participating in it, yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it's 9:50. I gotta go because in 10 minutes I get to work with and bless another entrepreneur in my business as the sales confidence coach.
And I am looking forward to just another opportunity to serve and grow. This weekend we're going to do the cohort. We're going to do the book drive. September. Then after that we're doing Atlanta.
We're going to Atlanta,
and then
for the Comics Rock Convention.
That's right. And next month we also are in negotiations for an opportunity to speak at another fundraising event. So we're looking forward to taking on that.
And tonight we're going to a stand-up comedy show, Me and My Baby. We're going to do a show uptown Charlotte tonight.
So I hope that you take some time in and out of entrepreneur life to take some time to
live while you're living.
Absolutely. And don't forget to have sex.